The question is, how can I avoid the rental scams? And basically, knowing about the scams is not enough. You need also to know how to avoid them, because fraudsters are becoming even more equipped with ways and newer ways of conning you, especially the first-time renters who are looking for a property to occupy. Welcome back to Matters Real Estate. My name is Festus Mutia. I'm a real estate professional, and it's always a pleasure to go through the questions that you put forward. And stay tuned on this episode. In this video, we are going to discuss some of the tips that you can use to avoid, or mainly to fix, to avoid being caught generally in these rental property scams. So, and number one is make sure you always visit the property or visit that place where you want to rent before you even rent the place, before you even pay, and also before you do a contract to it. Make sure you see the house and identify that it really has the features that you are looking for, the price is within your budget, and all the terms and conditions are in order. Avoid signing contracts or paying for a property that you've not seen, because that might be a scam, and you might not be able to kind of come out of it. Any serious professional landlord who is looking to get a tenant for their property will be delighted and happy to show you around, to make you feel welcome in their house, and or even their representative. So always know that anyone who just makes phone calls and tells you they have this particular property, you can always pay and come and see it later. Always know that that might be a scam. So on number one, ensure that you see the property or the place that you want to occupy before you pay for it, before you do a contract, and most importantly, before you give any money to it. Number two, like I've said in over and over again, make sure you sign a lease agreement, because that is what is going to kind of protect you. That is what keeps your interest, both the landlord and the tenant, during the lease term of that particular property. So always make sure that you have a lease agreement which stipulates all the terms and conditions, and make sure that always you have a legal mind into it, like I've said in the other video. And part of having a lease agreement is that ensure that the house is rented out legally. Make sure the owner's name in the lease agreement is truly the owner, and if it calls for it, make sure you can even go ahead and confirm that really this particular person who is posing as the owner is the true owner of that particular property. And if someone is working on the behalf, if it's a person posing as a property manager or estate manager for that particular property, always ask for a document that can prove that really this person is acting on behalf of the owner of that particular property. So this way it ensures that you are really dealing with authorized people on that particular property. And then on number four is that, or rather number three, research on the market rates. There are so many times people end up renting property on high prices just because that they have not gone out of their way. They have not researched the market rates, market prices, and the market conditions. Ensure that you have gotten as many properties as possible. Get to compare them. Don't always settle on the first property that you see, even if it is within your budget, it's within what you are looking for. Make sure that you've seen a couple of options, compare them in terms of prices, in terms of facilities, in terms of the space. Make sure that you do the comparison, you get quite of the idea of how that particular market or that particular neighborhood and what it is offering. Make sure that it's within what other developments are offering, because it's very common to see someone who realized that this property was kind of on the higher rate later on after they have been into that property for some time. And this is because you find that they did not do their work well. They didn't do a lot of comparison, a lot of market research. Even when you think that is affordable to you, it's within our market, it's within our budget, always ensure that you've really done your work in terms of the market prices, to ensure that you don't end up settling on an overpriced property. And on the last point, make sure don't rush to get a house. And this is mainly what makes a lot of people fall into ploy of these fraudsters and con agents and all that, because sometimes you're in a rush to settle for a property, you fail to do your due diligence. Don't let anyone, including the landlord, pressure you to rent a house when you feel like you are not ready for it. Always ensure that you've taken your time, you've taken your decision wisely. And anyone who tells you to sign an agreement to settle quickly for a particular house without giving you a room to think over it, think twice. It might be a scam in most of the cases. And one of the most important rules in real estate is that if it sounds good to be true, it's most likely is. So if it is not, if something sounds so good to be true, probably it's a scam. So always remember that. Be skeptical about any listings or any properties that are very attractive, with attractive prices and with so many flexible terms, and who are willing to give you discounts and kind of pushing you to pay as quickly as possible. Always take your time, make an informed decision, and always consult widely from the professionals. And another thing maybe just to mention is that what really, no matter how prepared you are, because most of the time we always think that I can't fall into prey of any of those scammers. I think now I'm wise enough, but you can never be wise enough. You always need to be alert. You always need to be prepared, and you always need to do your due diligence. There's nothing like saying I'm prepared enough, I can't be conned, I can't be done that, because that's actually what makes people to be really conned in the property market. Always remember to ask for referrals from your friends for any if you're using a real estate agent or any property that you want to settle for. If possible, ask for referrals around, talk to the tenants who are in that particular complex. If it's an apartment, ask, maybe find information about the tenant who was there previously, and always trust your instinct. If something doesn't sound right, do yourself a favor and walk away, because most of those deals that go sour, someone will tell you that I had a feeling, but they never did anything about it. So if something sounds wrong to you and you are not getting an answer to it, walk away, and that might save you your hard-earned money. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It's always a pleasure to have you around. Stick around for the next episode of Matters Real Estate Q&A, and it's always a pleasure to go through your questions and try to get relevant answers and opinions to that. Remember to subscribe to my channel to be the first one to be notified each and every time I post a new video.